Okay, let's modify, for example, this text view once we click the button. Very easy. We have now a reference to our text view, so it's set text button clicked. Now let's detect whenever these radio buttons are modified. So for this, let's say you forgot how butter knives handles this radio controls. So if you go to the website of butter knife and click search for documentation, so the Java doc is also available to browse. It goes here, and just remember, for radio buttons and checkboxes, it's on checked change, and you here have an example how to do it. Let's just copy it, and we have to modify to be matching hours. Let's use a actually, never mind. So here we have a function that has a parameter checked. So if is checked, let's make our text will show that is checked. And if it's not, else. Okay, and this should be absolutely the same for the second radio button. We also have to modify the function. And if, for example, we're building a settings page or something, you only need to check one radio button if it's checked, because automatically the other one will be unchecked. Let's move on to show notifications. It's absolutely the same as radio buttons. So how was this called? Checkbox name. Next thing we know, we have it's a sig bar. Which has a strange design, but anyway, for the sig bar, if we search the butter knife documentation, we don't have any, so we'll have to do it manually. In our main or onCreate method, let's get a reference to the sig bar, and remember it's on sig bar change listener. And now we have to create a listener for this. Write new, hold control, hold space to give the suggestion list, and get on sig bar change listener, press enter, and it's automatically generated here. And you will use on progress changed, and it will tell you the parameter progress. So for example, edit text menu will set the text on not edit text, text view. Seek bar out, and we will add this parameter progress, value of progress, because it's an int. Let's go ahead and run it. You see the max is set at 100. We can change it either through code. Set max to 1000, or instead of this we can just go here and modify the max from the properties. So here, either way it's absolutely the same. Okay, last control, we have an edit text, and when I click it, the keyboard should pop out, but it doesn't. I don't know why. Probably on the phone is different. Anyway, so the logic is that you want to write something, and after that you have to do something with what you write. There are lots of things you can do with this edit text, but for now, let's say after you write something and you click a button, this text view will write what you wrote here. So for this we don't need any listener for this edit text. We just need to get the text from here and put it here when the button is clicked. So let's go in button clicked and say like this: string and the text get text, and this is just an editable, and we have to put it to string here, and with this we're going to pass it to the text view main. And this is how you work with some controls. If you see here, butter knife has lots of things, for example on editor action, and on text change, but that's usual. What you'll do with an edit text is do something with the value after you write on it. One more thing before I finish this. Let's make these controls the way they were. Select them all and click here, clear all weights. And if, for example, I will put here lots of controls. Set some buttons. When I run the application, you will see that some of the buttons are not displayed, and this linear layout doesn't create a scroll automatically here. So we have only 4 buttons, but here we have more. For this we have to put this linear layout inside another container called scroll view. let's just put it here, and inside it drag this linear layout. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And now if you run again, automatically this scroll is created. Now for the homework. You have to take these controls and play with them. I'm not going to tell you specifically what to do, but for example, write another text here with another color and make it 2 times as big. Put this button a nice text. Change this to, for example, look other names, and play a little with this building UI, because it's only experience, and how much time you played with it that counts. And yeah, have a look at each of these controls properties and what exactly you can do with them. And spend, let's say, half an hour or more doing this, so you train your hand into making this user interface. Okay, let's modify, for example, this text view once we click the button. Very easy. We have now a reference to our text view, so it's set text button clicked. Now let's detect whenever these radio buttons are modified. So for this, let's say you forgot how butter knives handles this radio controls. So if you go to the website of butter knife and click search for documentation, so the Java doc is also available to browse. It goes here, and just remember, for radio buttons and checkboxes, it's on checked change. And you here have an example how to do it. Let's just copy it, and we have to modify it to be matching ours. Let's use a actually, never mind.